Hi everyone, Bandanner here, and welcome back to the WARNO League Season 0.5 from SDL. Today we are with Swinedad and Stahl. Stahl is over on the right in red, playing as the 79th, and over on the left in blue we have Swinedad playing as the 24th Infantry Division. Let's have a look at what Stahl has down. I believe he's ready. Spetsnaz Crew heading up to the front of Alpha. We've got some Spetsnaz Crew heading into Delta, and Spetsnaz Crew heading into Charlie. Back over here we have Iglas and Metis heading up to Alpha. We've got a couple of attack choppers, an Mi-24V and an Mi-24P. The AA obviously very handy against enemy choppers, and there are some choppers over there, so that's probably a good call. And then down here we have a good mix. We've got some supply, Sapriopio, Motorstrelki in BMP2s. We've got a T-80B, 2 Strellas and a single command. All heading up this way, the command going into Delta, then Charlie. No command for the top end at the moment, but I'm sure he can move that as he needs to. Over at the other side, as we spin round, we have 2 squads of National Guard scouts, one heading up to Charlie, one heading into Delta, and over at this side we have another squad heading into the buildings in Bravo. Further back here, going up towards Bravo as the game starts, we have a machine gunner, a stinger, an ITO, and a fire team command heading into Bravo and around that area. We have these aero rifles which are pushing up to Charlie, and the others I think mostly heading over this way, yeah. And then the big squad there we have, Fire Team 84, a couple of machine gun squads, the actual machine gun teams. Got a stinger, we've got an ITO, we've got a lead, we got 2 MP leaders, and that's a lot of expense on leaders early game. And we have a Phantom out as well. We're switching into the controller. That's a lot of commands out early. Obviously that means that Stahl will have more on the ground technically in terms of force capability. Phantom should be able to deal some damage to these helicopters, although the Mi-24V AA will engage it. Early cap at the back there for Foxtrot for Stahl, +2. And obviously this is Mi-24 AA already taking out one of those squads in the Huey. Mi-24 AA goes down to the Phantom. Stingers unloaded and engaging on the Mi-24P. Nice kill for the Phantom. Looks like we're going to be seeing fighting down here and not at the top at the moment. Lots of units charging in for Swinedad now. MiG-23 goes in for the kill and the Phantom gets the kill. Takes a hit from the Stinger though. At least Stahl got his revenge. Units were pushing straight into this point here. That's really unfortunate. Multiple units destroyed before they've even gone into the point by the Spetsnaz Crew. Destroyed in their vehicles. They weren't deployed early. Strafing run down here as well by the MiG-23, which is now dead. Taken out by the Eagle. Just flicked past on the corner of the screen there. And Mi-24 re-engaging, taking out the units here. MP leader being charged in. This is a lot of early game losses for Swinedad though. Stahl has certainly come out better there. MP leader has managed to cap this point. Command has moved back in for Stahl though, and there's a command on the way in for the top as well for Stahl now. MP leader there, running away. Only thing protecting that leader is a Stinger. And there is a Motorstrelki squad coming in a BMP2 there. You can see here that Stahl is pushing out quite effectively. He's currently on a +3. He's now capping this point up here as well, which will take him to a +4 when it caps completely. Another fire team leader being called in. This is a lot of expense on leaders now for Swinedad. I'm not sure that's the best course of action for him. He's going to be very thin on the ground in terms of numbers. I don't think he's even going to get that command near the front point. He will be able to cap his back point with that though. Obviously, it would take a while for this MP leader to get back there. And that will at least net him a +2. BTR 60 going after the MP leader here. The other units pushing out as well. I think this could be Swinedad losing another leader here. MP leader obviously can't fire back at any vehicles, so the BMP2 stands a good chance of doing some serious damage here. Apache coming in will help. There's no AA down here, but there are 2 Strelas moving up at this area here. They will be able to engage that Apache very shortly. MP leader will get a lucky escape. Oh, Swinedad's gone straight past the point. He still hasn't capped the back point. He's brought the fire team leader straight to the front. I hope he realizes and turns that around. Apache goes down to the MiG-23. Nice kill. Eagle coming in for that MiG-23. Does it get another kill? Eagle obviously the better jet here. Missed so far. Looks like the MiG-23 will get out. Oh, it's close. It's close. It does get out just in time. Strike Eagle comes in, gets a nice kill on the T-80B as we swung around there. Can see the aftermath at least. Strike Eagle could come back around for another pass, going for something else, going for the BMP2. It is. It gets the kill, but it also goes down itself. Unfortunate loss of a Strike Eagle. Not cheap planes. But good clear up there. Good. Fire team leader was turned around for Swinedad. He has capped his back point now. Just a +2 for Stahl. He's got a T-80B going in the top. Stahl's actually making a bit of a push at the top here, keeping the pressure on. He's not got many units to move up with here, but he is trying to do a bit of damage. If he can clear that building, he'll be in a good position. Obviously, the T-80B coming up will help. BRDM2U looks like it's going to charge into the point as well. Wants to be careful with that, though, because there is a fire team leader sat in there with a law. This is a bit overstretched. I think this is an overstretch by Stahl here. I think he's going to lose that. A little bit overzealous. Surely that goes straight down. Yep, dead. Cobra being called in here. Stahl obviously feeling confident if he can risk sending a command in like that. So far he's exchanged really well. He is in complete control of the other side of the map. He's looking pretty good here as well. With a nice +2 and 600 lead in points. So looking pretty good for Stahl at the moment. If he takes this game, that's both games won of the best of 3. So he will go through to the semi-finals. And have a chance to run on to the finals as well. Cobra trundling in now. Stinger being dealt with here. I imagine we're going to see another command being called in for this point. I'm just going to spin around from this point of view. Nothing as yet. And Mi-24 and a motor striking Metis being called in. Cobra in at the back here. There's actually... Oh, there is the Igler, and it is moving up slowly, but that's the only AA there. BRDM2U is actually moving up from the bottom of the map over here towards that top end where the little skirmish has gone on. Reinforcement arriving in here. It's going to be very difficult, though, for Swinedad to push back in here now. His MP leader managed to make it all the way across here, but the BTR-60 is still hunting it down. T-80B IZD coming in for Stahl at the back there. He's got a good lockdown going on here. There's an M1IP Abrams command leading the pack here going into this point. That's a prime target for ATGMs. Not that there's too many ATGMs there. The BMP2 is kind of the limit of that and easily dealt with by the Bradley. Or the 2 Bradleys. T-80 IZD is just arrived at the front as well, so will be helpful against these units moving in. Command has arrived at the top there. Back to a +4 for Stahl. F-15C Eagle goes down. Stahl's looking pretty solid at the moment. Metis now able to fire at the M1 IP. Some reinforcements coming into the top there for Swinedad as well now. Metis getting some decent hits on there. T80BV IZD now engaging as well. Got a lovely hit on that. It has smoked. Metis switching to the Bradleys. Obviously we'll want to get away from those. The autocannons, quite nasty. T80 trying to get a final blow on that M1 IP. Gets a Bradley instead. Another M1 IP Abrams coming in at the back there. I think, though, as the exchanges have continued in this game, it's definitely looking good for Stahl. He's got a lot more on the field. He's exchanged very well. He's got a couple of reasonably expensive aircraft kills. And he's not lost a massive amount. At least not a massive amount of expensive stuff. A couple of Cubs have arrived at the front as well now. Backing up the third one. That is a lot of Cubs. I'm looking for a way out of this for Swinedad, and I fear he's got too many commands on the field. He's got 2 command infantry and 2 command tanks. And a lack of just solid units. Those command tanks, how much are they? Let me remind myself. 235 points. I'm trying to think off the top of my head what a standard M1 IP is priced at. Not that much. I'm pretty sure it is the answer to that question. Bradley extending out a bit here, getting hit by the T80 long range. MiG-23 all the way back at the spawn there. There we go. Some M1 Abrams coming in now. Some proper pushing units in groups. 175 points. Chunk cheaper. Plenty of those coming in. That's good for pushing. A little bit extra firepower rather than just pushing the command in on their own. And if you keep them with the command, it'll rank them up slightly. Never a bad thing. +4 continues with 4 minutes to the victory for Stahl. Can't really fault his play too much here. He's locked it down very well. A little bit overexcited with one of his commands that got blown up, but otherwise he's been very methodical about his pushing forward. And is now just locking down. He knows he doesn't need to push anymore. He just needs to hold for another 4 minutes. Unfortunately, I don't see an obvious way that poor Swinedad is going to get back in here now. I just don't think he has the numbers of units that would be required to push past this defensive line. Abrams will help, but with only 3 minutes, 20 odd seconds left on the clock, he's got a lot of ground to cover in a very short period of time. He has the commands to do the capping, but I'm not sure if he has the units to cover that much ground without being stalled by Stahl. Easiest route in might be around here. He's still going to have to face off against a single T80 here, but if he comes around this way, there's potentially he could at least get up on the hill. Obviously, Stahl will reposition forces to fire at him as he comes up, though. There's no easy way to push through this now. I guess the other option would have been very aggressive up here. Instead of calling in units down here, go lots of infantry and push out this way. But it's really hard to say what is the better option on this map. It really depends on your opponent, what they've got and what they've got positioned where. And obviously, you don't know that unless you've got the fantastic God view mode like we do in the replay. Good push here with the tanks. Really pleased to see those M1 Abrams being pushed up. Need to keep those up with the M1 IP commands so the commands don't get picked off. Lots of units being called in on the point now. Bradleys, though, are quite slow. And with 2 minutes left on the clock, unless he can neutralize something or take something and extend that time, the Bradleys likely aren't going to make it to the front in time. I think we timed this before and it took about 2 minutes for tracked vehicles to get to the front. You should be able to overwhelm that T-80 there on the right hand side. It has smoked off. What's left in here? There's a T-80B in there. Getting some good shots off, but numbers here are in Swinedad's favour. Mi-24P coming over to engage these tanks as well. There's a Stinger there, though. SU-25AT coming in. That could be nasty. I don't know how much smoke is left on those tanks. Stahl is certainly having to pull back and repair. There's one tank down. Another tank down. He is having to evac, but he got a couple of kills through there. And it's both the commands that went down. Good targeting by Stahl. Very good targeting. He got both the command tanks. Some Bradleys that were called in a bit earlier arriving at the front now with 40 seconds left. The other ones a little bit further back. Not going to reach the front. These Bradleys would have possibly just got to the front there. Well played though, guys. Very well played by Stahl. Very good positioning and stuff. And good exchanges. Oh! I say that as he loses Mi-24P. A little bit too far forward. The BV IZD in the middle there, engaging as those units come in. And the one at the left as well, engaging as again. Lots of shots going in on these units now. And there's the victory. Commiserations, Swinedad. Very well played, and congratulations to getting to the quarterfinals of the tournament. It's an achievement in itself. Very well played in these two games to Stahl. Well deserved he goes through to the semi-finals. Let's have a look at the kills and losses there. Spetsnaz grew at the start there. Absolutely cleaned up on all of those units, unfortunately, for Swinedad. Going through, nothing else to stand out. It was really MVP going to the Spetsnaz grew without a shadow of a doubt there. But as you can see through the game there, obviously very good exchanges by Stahl, reflected in the score and kills to losses. Well played though, guys. Thank you everyone for joining me. Please do like, share, subscribe, and stay tuned. We will have more from the tournament coming up.